Hello, my fellow chairs, and welcome back to Underrated Nations, the series where we look at a country often overlooked in favor of more popular choices. Today, we're going to be playing over here in Indochina for what is perhaps the most underrated nation in all of EU4, Sukhotai. Sukhotai starts out as a subject to Ayyuthaya, trash ruler, but your heir is actually pretty darn good. But these ideas are very, very good as well, too. You get tolerance of true faith, Diplorep, land force limit modifier, prestige, tech costs, trade efficiency, missionary strength, national unrest, legitimacy, and also cav combat ability. And now you may be thinking to yourself, well, Chairman, that doesn't necessarily justify this nation as being a fun, whatever kind of country to play as. But there's also something else that's very cool about Sukhotai. This heir that you have, Trelok, he's also the heir for Ayyuthaya. So as long as the Ayyuthayan king dies and your heir is of age, you actually get to flip roles with Ayyuthaya. All of a sudden, you could actually take half of their country over here and make them into a subject. And then you could pretty much go on to conquer a bunch of other stuff, etc. You could also get Ligor as a subject if you really wanted to, but because they're just going to be released out immediately as well. But Sukhotai does have a little bit, tiny bit of a mission tree. I think it's like 4 or 5 missions. So overall, I think it's at least worth it to check out this country. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it as Sukhotai. Oh yeah, our goal is Sukhotai. I kind of forgot to do that. Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to go ahead, attempt to conquer all of Indochina, Burma, and Malaya over here. So other than that, here we are at Sukhotai, and as I mentioned, they do have a little bit of a mission tree. It's just 3 missions. There's missions, they're nothing to really gawk at. I mean, you get to be free, get a permanent claim on Central Thailand. Once you annex your boy Ayyuthaya, get a subjugation CP on Lana. Once you subjugate Lana, congrats, you get army tradition and military power. Don't really play this nation for the mission tree, though it is nice just to get those couple flavor claims and all that stuff. What we're going to be doing right now is we're just going to be trying to basically prep and pray that this guy dies very soon. And now what we do is we just speed this up to speed 5, and we're just going to sit here and chill until Ayyuthaya's ruler dies. Alright, here we go. It took about 4 years, so yeah, 4 years of waiting, sure, but you know, this is the event that we're looking for, the ascension of Trelok. So again, he became the ruler of Ayyuthaya. He's not our ruler, but we can become independent, make Ayyuthaya our subject, and instead they get a new ruler who's a 453, and then they cede basically all the rest of Sukhotai area and also North Tenasserim area to us. Otherwise, we could reject it. They get their new ruler. We just become independent. Or we could just get this straight up 555. We're going to go for this top option because that's what this whole thing is about. Let's go ahead and do this. And now I'm going to make my guy abdicate. So now we have Trelok as our ruler. Now I could also complete this mission, gaining cores on pretty much every province that Ayyuthaya has, aside from these 2. And what I'm also going to be doing is fabricating a claim on Ligor over here. And that's going to be our very first war, is going to be against them. And, of course, Ayyuthaya is not exactly the most happiest nation right now. So, yeah, we gotta kind of change that. Let's try and improve relations with them and marry them at some point. In terms of allies, we're going to ally Ava over here. And I'm thinking, maybe, no, we're not going to ally Pegu. Pegu was on the table, but honestly, I want to conquer them at some point. So, yeah, we'll actually start fabricating a claim on them also. Alright, let's go ahead, start gearing up for a war against Ligor. We got our army. Let's go ahead and get them. It should be a really easy war. We'll be able to full annex them, and perfect. We're on our way to conquering all of Malaya. Our first war as an officially independent nation is done. Perfect. We got Ligor, and we're going to start looking towards attacking Khmer. Ooh, actually, hold on. Forget that they're a tributary state under the Ming, so obviously that's not going to be on the table here. So we're just going to be chilling here for a little bit. At some point, we will be attacking Pegu, even though they're allied to Khmer. If I see that Khmer will not join against me, yeah, that's the war that we're looking for. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and attack Lansheng. This then calls in Pegu, who that's their only ally, but Lansheng and Pegu decided to support Ayyuthaya. That's right. Ayyuthaya, the very first month that I'm being my subject, decided to get supported by these two. So, yeah, we're going to beat them up, take all their money and run, make Pegu break all their alliances. Hope that Arakan doesn't expand here, but yeah, we're going to take a huge chunk out of Lansheng as well, too. We're looking at about 97% peace deal. We're going to get a little bit of a coalition against some of the nations in the most nearby vicinity to us, but that's okay. Go ahead, do this, and we're looking a lot better. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, as Sukhotai, we are of Siamese culture, so we could actually form the nation of Siam without having to go through the whole Ayyuthayan mission tree. So if you guys haven't seen that, please go check that out. The nice thing is, too, we have the mandala system, which unfortunately won't help us here, but we could typically concentrate development and stuff, so then that way we don't really have to spend as much admin, and it actually redirects most of the development from those provinces back into our capital with minimal losses. What I'm going to start doing is, once my diplomat's back, we're going to start fabricating a claim on Dai Viet, because again, they're supporting my boy Ayyuthaya, and I just need to get them beat up, and I could easily handle getting them to be loyal if just Lana is the one supporting their independence. So I'll just keep this guy here. Oh, even better. We've been warned by Ming. Can I become your tributary, buddy? No. And yeah, we got a little bit of a coalition. That's okay. We don't need to really worry about it too much. I really want to become a tributary state under Ming. Actually, never mind. Ming only has 11,000 troops. I really want to take all of Ming's money, so let's go ahead and do this. I also just built up to my force limit, so this is a really nice mission anymore for generic one. But yeah, we get our morale of armies, cheaper land maintenance, and the really nice part of it is we actually get a claim on every neighboring province around us. So yeah, I don't need this anymore. I could also complete this one, which also gives us additional claims on every neighboring province. I'm going to wait on that one, so then that way it's not just redundant and we're getting all the same claims. And of course, it's time for our tier 2 government reform. There is this unique one here, the Uparaja secession, which gives you prestige, legitimacy, and makes the claim of your heir better, but honestly, I don't really care for this one too much. The next one with the corvée system, we'll talk about that later. That one I like. But for right now, we'll do strength and noble privileges. So out of this war, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not really interested in taking land from Ming, though I mean I could. And actually for extremely cheap, I really could. And we're just going to do something like this. We're just going to take all their money, war reps, 35 war score. Now I could sustain a mercenary army, which I'm immediately going to use on some of my rivals if I possibly can. But granted, I do have that coalition thing over here, so I gotta wait till that goes down. But guess what? I got a lot of money I could use. Our truce with Pegu's over, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and attack them right away. I think, yeah, Ava obviously wants this stuff, so I'm not gonna call on any of my allies, because I need it for myself. And of course, this was a pretty easy war, because Lansheng is like nothing, and Pegu, they deleted their fort in their capital, so I really didn't have to blow through as much of my manpower. And for that, we get their entire country. Not bad. And our coalition just attacked us. Okay, how bad is this? I mean, that's really not too bad. And actually, it just helped me out, because these guys aren't as disloyal anymore. I mean, if I just simply pay off their... Oh my god, I just got Ayyuthaya to be loyal. I finally get an extra, like, 15,000 troops I could just use in every war now. Aw, I love it. So far, this coalition war isn't that bad. My poor boy Tangu, though, is forced to break their alliance with me. Yeah, they got pushed out of their province of Tangu. What I'm going to mainly focus on right now is just sieging down Lana, who is the war leader. Unfortunately, it is a coalition war, so I can't separate piece any of these guys out. But I could definitely use Khmer, for example, for a bunch of war score. First idea group time, yeah. Really don't know, because I mean our ideas are actually pretty well balanced for the most part. I mean, if anything, maybe even something like innovative ideas just to stack that tech cost. And obviously we're going to have to develop every institution over here, so I mean that would not be a bad idea. Alternatively, administrative ideas is very good, or any type of mill-focused one, like either defensive, offensive, or quantity. Or even aristocratic would be good to stack up some of that cav combat ability. Stuck between quantity and defensive ideas. Maybe defensive for right now, because it's going to buff up our morale. Alright, so we're at plus 43%. I thought my ally was actually going to go for it. I'm like, I mean, you can. But yeah, I think this is where we're going to make peace. Yeah, that war exhaustion's horrible. Take as much money. War reps. Maybe even release out a nation like Hasenwi over here. And, pillage. No, not pillage. And we'll just do something like this. And what we are going to focus on doing is just simply stabilizing our nation for, I'm going to say, next 5 years here. We got to get our manpower up. We're deep in there in the hole. Our war exhaustion's horrible. Our rebels are not doing so well right now. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to fix. In the meantime, too, I should probably begin annexing my subject to Ayyuthaya. Luckily, again, I have cores here, so it'll make things a lot easier on me. Also should be making a lot of the stuff in the states, like Pegu. This entire area is going to make me a ton of money. I love how Ming is like, yo, you want to be a tributary state under me, even though they just got beat up again by the Oirat. Now Shu's out of them, Chi is out of them. Yeah, no, I definitely don't feel like it. Because we have those cores, it's actually going to take us only about a year to go ahead and integrate Ayyuthaya into our country. Alright, finally we did just integrate Ayyuthaya. Our country's looking pretty nice. Pretty much just purple Ayyuthaya. It's with a little bit better ideas. And now we could upgrade from a duchy to a kingdom. That's right, we've been a duchy this entire time. Go ahead, state all this up. I'm not going to concentrate dev into our lands. In fact, we're going to keep some of this development here. Simply because I have to dev up for the Renaissance at some point. So yeah, Bangkok, that's our city of choice. However, I could go ahead, complete this mission, get a subjugation, see beyond Lana for the next 10 years, get 100 Diplo. And I don't know about you guys, but I really don't feel like subjugating these guys. I'll probably just full annex them. Tier 3 government reform. We have a couple choices. We can either do the centralized, decentralized, or corvée system, which I really like this corvée system one because every time we build a barracks, a training field, dock, or dry docks, we actually get additional manpower and sailors immediately as soon as those buildings are completed. On top of that, we get construction cost minus 10% and national manpower modifier minus or plus 10% as well too. So yeah, this is what we're going to be going with. All right, seeing how the Renaissance is nowhere near us, yeah, we're going to start deving it up here in Bangkok, as I mentioned earlier. That's probably going to be our best province to do this in. Unfortunately, it's not a center of trade. I mean, I could also do Ayyuthaya, but Bangkok's a lot cheaper. Alright, I went indebted to the burghers just so I could buy the Renaissance. And there we go. Now we could play catch up for the next 24 years. In terms of technology, we're just going to be kind of chilling around, trying to just tech up as much as possible. Get ahead of all of our neighbors. And of course, paying off all these loans I just took. And apparently we've also become a great power. In fact, we are the number 7th greatest power in the game, so that's pretty cool. And in terms of rivals, the only nation that we can rival nearby really is Bengal and Ming. And I don't feel like rivaling Vijayanagara, at least not just yet. And our ruler that's guided us since the start of the game is finally dead. And we finally got our 433 in charge with a 432, just like his father, just a little bit worse in the military category, but that's okay. Guy's actually not too bad. A little bit better than average. Second idea group. Oh, I'm kind of leaning towards court ideas. That's right, the idea set nobody really ever chooses, but they're actually pretty good. Diplo reputation, all the estate stuff, prestige, reform progress, more absolutism, well, reduce absolutism from each privilege, monthly splendor, monarch, diplo skill, possible policy. You know what, I'm kind of actually not really think of that one. Maybe we'll just go with Diplo ideas. Diplo ideas is always solid, and we'll just yeah, we'll just do this for right now. I'm thinking our next one definitely will be innovative though. We're going to go ahead and worry about Ming because I'm ahead of time in admin, so might as well use some of that and, I don't know, maybe take a lot of their money and take all of the Dali area in one war. Alright, my war with Ming pretty much over. I'm just going to take these couple provinces, 2,000 ducats, and war reps. Perfect. Next, we're going to start gearing up for a war against Khmer, who is allied to Bengal and Hong Kong, but yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and insult Khmer, and once my army's back, we'll go ahead and attack them. I also want to attack them because they are guaranteeing the independence of Lansheng. Tier 4 government reform, we could go with empowered monasteries or any of the other ones. We're going to go with maintain balance of power. I want the additional diplomat. In my war with Khmer, I'm thinking we're going to go ahead and take something like this. Boom. And we should be able to concentrate a lot of this into our land, which is very important because that's a lot of development I just took. And I'm thinking our next war, I'm going to go ahead and complete the expand Sukhotai mission. Now it gives me permanent claims on all these provinces here. We're going to go ahead and attack Lansheng. And now what I'm going to do with Khmer is, instead of having like a 15-year truce, I'm just going to white peace them. We're going to have a 5-year truce with these guys. Alright, I was thinking our next war is going to be against Dai Viet. We're going to attack them. Co-belligerent Lana over here. Because, yeah, we're going to full annex these guys, or at least own this entire area. And we're going to try and take as much of Vietnam as possible. We're going to feed a decent amount of it to my subjects also. So, yeah, let's do it. Oh man, I'm out of manpower. What will I do? Oh right, let's just build a bunch of manpower buildings. That should resolve it. Alright, we're finally about to finish up one of our barracks. Boom. Bunch of manpower just showing up out of nowhere, guys. Look at that. 14,000 manpower thanks to my buildings. And bye-bye, Lena. No more of ya. Oh yeah, I forgot that now that I subjugated Lena, I can complete this mission, get 25 army tradition, 100 mill power. Nice. On build buildings. Nice. Now we're just gonna wait till we get that mill tech 9 before we use any of this. Alright, I'm thinking of this war with Dai Viet. I was gonna take a lot more land, but I'm thinking we're just gonna do something like this. I have a decent amount of rebels I'm gonna have to be dealing with here. I'm gonna start integrating my subjects, just trying to stabilize the country. So yeah, this should be fine, honestly. Well, looks like Ming is officially done. Also, Oira is so close to actually forming the Yuan dynasty. I am actually kind of hoping they do. Well, I don't think we're going to be seeing the Yuan dynasty because the Oirat just got this disaster, and unless they accept a bunch of Chinese culture, they're kind of screwed. Never mind, they just fixed it. Literally within the year. Nice. Alright, I'm thinking we're going to do a war against Mong Nai here. We're going to attack them. Co-belligerent Ava, who is allied to Ming, who obviously Ming's not feeling too good right now. And they're also allied to Mong Kong and Da Li. But, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to force feed my vassals Tangu and Kale all of Ava. Probably all of Mong Nai to my boy Hisenwi. Alright, our truce with Dai Viet's over, so we're going to go ahead and attack them. We're going to go ahead full annex them, and then at some point I'm probably going to relax for a little bit before we start a war against Khmer and Bengal. So yeah. Our tier 5 government reform, we're going to go with my favorite one, which is military engineering. Alright, so Vietnam finally surrendered to me 100%. I thought I'd be able to full annex them. I guess not. They're just going to be these 3 provinces, but I will make them break their lines with Korea because Korea is just, they're fighting to the death for Vietnam right now. So yeah, we're just going to take this and all their money. And more than likely, Khmer is going to attack Dai Viet, and we'll be able to take that in a war against Khmer instead. So for our third idea group, we're going to be picking up innovative ideas. We need that tech cost. We need the institution embracement cost. It's going to pair up very nicely with our Sukhotai ideas. We're going to have a total of minus 15% tech cost. And yeah, it's what we need in order to get caught up in tech, because our technology is just absolutely atrocious right now, especially our Diplo tech, and I need the Monarch points. So not too many people know this, but Diplo Tech 9 actually gives you the ability to study technology. All you have to do is find somebody who's ahead of you in terms of tech, build a spy network in them, And yeah, it'll actually speed up your total technology and discount it stuff. Alright, so Khmer just got beat up by Bengal because they're allied to Mongyong or Mongkong, but they were formerly allied to their friend of Bengal. So we're just gonna go ahead and attack them right now, full annex them. This will give Dai Viet as a tributary for us, but we can just cancel that right away. Alright, I'm thinking we're gonna go ahead and attack Malacca down here, start expanding here. I'm gonna feed this to my vassal Pahang, and maybe like 1 or 2 provinces to some of the other guys, but mainly Pahang. Tier 6 government reform, we're gonna go with aristocratic court. Alright, so I just won another war against Malacca. I just released out Siak, returned a core back to Palembang because Lanfang over here decided to just completely die to Brunei. Now I could probably vassalize Jambi and also Indrapur. Once I vassalize Jambi, I could definitely get Palembang because it's really just that distance between borders modifier. Fourth idea time, I'm thinking we're just going to go ahead and pick up influence ideas. Alright, I got my pal of Delhi to break their alliance with Bengal. And now I could get my friend Vijayanagar to join a war against them. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and invade Bengal. They're starting to expand into China. I don't like that. You guys know how much Bengal is always my rival in every single game. And this game's no different. So yeah, let's get right into it. We're going to attack them for Sandaway. Alright, this war with Bengal was actually pretty easy. I lost most of my guys due to attrition, but this is where we're going to be taking. I'm going to take these 3 for myself, and give this to Kale, and give this to Mongkong, or Mongyong. Not bad. And now Bengal doesn't know what to do with themselves as their name is just woo. I just realized I can finally see Europe, so let's take a first peek at it together. Oh. That France is disgusting. I love how Scotland is still a thing, and I guess Sweden's actually having a good game. Austria's having an amazing game. Heck, even Mantua is having a pretty decent game. That Shanghai, though, I like that. And the New World's even kind of gross, too. The Spanish have been colonizing, but it's not like super intense colonization. That's weird. And in terms of religion, yeah, it's pretty normal. Alright, I think that's about where we're going to call it for today. I've conquered all Indochina and Burma, vassalized everybody down here at this point. And yeah, we are the 4th greatest power in the world. If I annex everybody, we'd probably be a little bit closer to the Ottomans because, again, our players map mode, yeah, that's a lot of subjects that we have. In terms of military, we could have 155,000 troops. If I made it all the way to here, we'd probably have closer to like 200-something thousand troops. And if I completed my ideas, yeah, a little bit more into the mid-200s. I think that's a good place to leave it off at. And again, I hope you guys try out Sukhotai as they have some really good, solid, balanced ideas with talents of true faith, Diplorep, land force limit, prestige, tech cost, trade efficiency, missionary strength, national unrest, legitimacy, and cav combat. Plus the whole thing at the beginning where you could just play an Uno reverse card and just vassalize Ayyuthaya at the start. I will see you guys in the next one. Chairman out.